الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله مستوجب بحمده باسمه المبسوط كاشف الدود بعد القنوت الذي خلق الخلق ووصى الرزق وأفاض على العالمين أصناف الأموال وابتلاهم فيها بتقريب الأحوال كل ذلك ليبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا وينظر أيهم آثر الدنيا على الآخرة بدلا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله الذي نسخ بملة مللا وقضى بشريعته أديانا ونعملا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه الذين سلكوا سبل ربهم كلا وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله عز وجل في كتاب عزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعباد الرحمن يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في حديث المرء على دين خليله فلينظر من يخالف أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Respected brothers, sisters, elders, esteemed listeners at home, we all face daily challenges. At times, the challenges are perhaps work-related. Sometimes the challenge is related to balancing our deen, our religion, with our daily schedule and trying to reconcile our daily schedule with religion. Give the time that is due to our deen, to our religion, and at the same time maintaining our daily schedule and maintaining a standard at work. At times the challenge is family related, other times it is friend related. So all these challenges can lead one, if they are not checked, if they are not looked at, these challenges can lead one towards mental anguish, it can affect us in a variety of ways, negative ways, if those challenges are not checked, and if we are not careful in how we deal with these challenges. It can affect us at work, it can affect us in our religion, it can make us think negative thoughts. Those challenges, they can make us think negative thoughts, and having negative thoughts. A lot of times we might be surrounded by people who might be friends, acquaintances, people that we consistently interact with throughout the entire week. And it's possible that the people that we hang out with, our friends, it could be family members, they might be people that can hurt us, leave emotional scars. And emotional scars are a lot worse than physical scars. Physical scars over time will disappear, but an emotional scar, it will remain. And yes, we can move ahead, we can forgive such people who have said certain things about us, who have assumed certain things about us, or who may have just said directly in front of us that, you're such and such person, you're like this and you're like that. We can forgive them, but sometimes it's very hard to forget. It's very difficult to forget, and because of that, that scar remains. That emotional scar will remain, and it's very difficult to remove that emotional scar. Now, at times, sometimes we might have a friend circle where some of the friends, some of the acquaintances, some of the people that we associate with, they might be harmful people. They might be toxic people. So what can we do in this kind of situation? How do we react? What is to keep our mental facilities intact so that we don't dwell on it, we don't think about it? What can we do in this kind of situation? Because the fact of the matter is, there's always going to be people in our lives who will genuinely and sincerely, from the recesses of their hearts, they will care for us. They will want khair for us. They will want good for us. Get better in life, come ahead in life, and just be positively happy for us. So something good happens to us, there will be people around us that will genuinely feel happy that, my friend, my acquaintance, someone who I'm associated with, he is coming ahead. He's good in his religion, he is good in his work, he has a good family, and they will positively, genuinely be happy with us. If we have achieved something in life, they will come, they will congratulate us, they will put a smile on their face, and they'll just be, you can just see it, you can detect it from their faces that they're sincere in their congratulations. On the flip side, there will be people who are entirely opposite of that. The reality of life. There will be people who are going to be entirely opposite. Perhaps they will be from our families, from our communities, our acquaintances. These people, they will be harmful, they will be toxic. We might be associating with them, we might be interacting with them, but some of the things that they might say, we might be dwelling upon that. And because of our constant thoughts upon that, such and such person has said this to me, and this was not very nice. So this type of acquaintance, this kind of friend, or perhaps even this family member, might not be someone that we want to associate with too deeply. These are people who aren't happy when we are happy. I'm sure we have come across such people. That there are people that they aren't happy if we are happy. Sure, they'll put a smile on their face, but inside, they are unhappy people. And they just want to see that, this person, he shouldn't come ahead in anything. He shouldn't come ahead in anything, and his happiness is my unhappiness. And if he's unhappy, then this is my happiness. When we achieve something great in life, such people will boil inside. And when you try to even advise them, maybe you should, correct your line of thinking. Correct what you're saying. They will overlook it and they will try their utmost, whatever they can, to demean you. That, such and such person, you're like this, you're like this, you're like this. But But, so there's always that but. And that's when they'll get their, that's when they'll get their 2 cents in. That's when they're going to go on their criticism streak. So you'll have people like that. So such people will be taking from you so long as it serves them. They'll take from you as long as it serves them their purpose. But the fact remains is that they don't really care. They don't really care about you. They're not your khair. They're not your well-wishers. They're not people who want good for you. They're not people who have your best interests at heart. And if you were to ask them for a favor, they'll get out of it. They'll somehow get out of it and they'll treat you like a leper. If you ask them for a favor, you ask them that, can you do such and such thing for me? They'll try to get out of it. They'll wiggle out of it, citing some kind of excuse, and they will treat you like a leper. So what does one do? That's the question. What does one do when our circles have such people? What do we do when we have people in our friend circles, our acquaintances, people that we might even call friends? What can we do to balance our religion and mental health? Because these people will be saying things, and it's going to affect us. We're going to suffer mental anguish. We will have anxiety. So what do we do to balance our religion, our deen, and our sanity, our mental health and our mental faculties? Because being around such people, it can only be heartache for us. They will only give us heartache, and they will only give us mental anguish, and it's going to affect us in all facets of life. Someone said certain things, we're going to take it out on those who are genuine people, our family members, our immediate family. We might take it out on our wife, our kids, our husbands. So we will take it out on someone when someone has said something completely out of line and inappropriate. It's going to impact our religiosity. It's going to impact our daily life, our well-being in general. We might become even sick listening to these kind of things. So for any solution, I've said this many times, for any solution to our problem, our first thought should always be the Quran and Sunnah. This should be our thought, our primary thought, that whenever we come across any kind of problem, the first place to look will always be the Quran and Sunnah. This is what the Muslims have. This is what we have. We have the Quran and Sunnah. And as long as we adhere and adopt the Quran and Sunnah, take them seriously, we will find within the Quran and Sunnah navigation, we'll find guidance, we'll find direction to all our issues, all of our problems. Now when looking for solutions in the Quran and Sunnah, we have to look with the intention of expanding our understanding. Something might not be clear-cut and just outright written. It might not be explicit. It might not be there, what we're looking for. So we have to expand our understanding of the Quran. So the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about, He's classifying and defining who are the servants of the compassionate, who are the true, genuine servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the true, genuine servants of Allah, يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. They're humble people. They're people who have imbibed humility within them. So this is the first quality. They're humble people. They have imbibed the quality of humbleness. وَإِذَا خَاطَبُهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. They are such people that when an ignorant person speaks to them, they say salam, and that's it. That's the extent of their relationship. Now this word that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used over here, jahil. Now you and I, when we say jahil, we think of a foolish person. We think of an asinine person. This is how we think. We don't think jahil is something that can be expanded upon. So jahil in this context, it's not just an ignorant person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about, but any person who can potentially be harmful and toxic, who displays toxic behavior, and who can be harmful to us, who can affect our mental faculties. And all they do is that they give us mental anguish. So such people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we should just cut these people out of our lives. The extent our relationship with such people should be salam and that's it. Game over. It shouldn't be more than that. Salam is sufficient. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying that entirely break ties, but the relationship between such a person, it should be a relationship of just salam. Minimal interaction. Look at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was surrounded by harmful people. He was surrounded by toxic people when he was in Makkah and when he was in Medina. That didn't serve as a deterrent. Rasulullah was not deficient when it came to conveying the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He fulfilled that obligation. He fulfilled the obligation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala charged him with. But he stayed clear with them when it came to other times. Did the Prophet associate with people who were constantly involved in vice? No, they weren't. He would go to them for da'wah. He would go to them to call them towards deen, to call them towards Islam, but he knew that these are harmful people, these are toxic people. So he would stay away from such people. Even the munafiqun in Medina, so you had the non-Muslims, you had the pagans in Makkah, and then you had the munafiqun, the hypocrites, when the Prophet ﷺ was living in Medina. So the Prophet ﷺ, he was not deficient when it came to conveying the message of Islam, conveying the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's an obligation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set on his shoulders. But at the same time, Rasulullah he stayed clear of such people other times. Because these people, they were people who were harmful to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The more we hang out with people like that, people who are harmful, people who are toxic, who demean you, who are uncouth, they're uncouth in their behavior, in their mannerisms. They're constantly saying things that can hurt you, make you feel bad about yourself. You become less confident when you're around them. You become less confident around them. You become less confident in yourself. Then why should we be around such people? Why should we be around any person like that who has these kind of qualities? No, we shouldn't be around these kind of people. I'm sure we can recognize in our circles who in our lives are toxic people, who is hurtful. We, each and every single one of us, we can identify that, there are certain people, there are certain associates, acquaintances, friends that we might have, right, where they can say something potentially harmful. They can say something that can demean us, and then we just feel bad about it after all. Sometimes we might even get a phone call from that individual. When we look at that phone call, such and such person is calling me, heart skips a beat. Our heart skips a beat that, why is this person calling me? What could he possibly want? What could this person want? So our heart skips a beat. So we can identify within our lives such people who bring us down, who make us feel less confident about ourselves, and can potentially impact us in a negative manner when it comes to our deen, when it comes to our well-being. So you'll have when that person might call, you'll have flashbacks that, this person hurt me. He hurt me like this and he hurt me like that. So what we need to do, and this is what the Sharia is telling us, this is what Islam is telling us, that we need to keep ourselves away from people. We need to keep ourselves, distance ourselves from such people. As I said, the association with them should be limited to salam. Why engage them in the first place? What good can come if we're consistently interacting with them, consistently engaging with them? They don't have anything good to say. Then why sit with them? Why associate with them if they don't have anything good to say? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا اللَّغْوَ أَعْرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, and this is another defining quality of the Ibad al-Rahman, the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the genuine servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when they listen to love, when they listen to anything that is mundane, anything that has no fa'idah, no benefit, it has no worldly benefit, it has no ukhrawi benefit, no benefit whatsoever. So they speak about mundane things, useless things, that such a person, we should keep away from it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَالُوا, and say, لَنَا أَعْمَالُنَا وَلَكُمْ أَعْمَالُكُمْ. To me my a'mal, to me my actions, and to you yours. My actions are mine and your actions are yours. You do yours. You worry about yourself. Keep yourself. But as far as we're concerned, we should keep ourselves distant from such an individual. Stay away from such people. Because your well-being is at risk. Why are you going to risk your well-being? Why are you going to risk your mental faculties? I mean, Why would we do anything like this when somebody is constantly like this, constantly trying to demean us, constantly trying to denigrate us, put us down? So there is going to be people like that. Second thing we should do is that we should adopt what the Prophet ﷺ instructed us to do. As I said, for our solutions, we always look to the Quran and Sunnah. So this is what the Quran has mentioned when it comes to people like this. That let them be. Let them go their way. Your relationship with them should be limited to salam. Now what did the Prophet ﷺ instruct us to do? The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-mar'u ala dini khalil. That a person is on the deen of his friend. A person is on the deen of his friend. Pay attention to whom we befriend. We should pay close attention. We should pay close attention to those that we have in our friend circle. Who are they? Are they giving me something? Are these people reminding me about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why be friends with someone who will put us down? Right? We have enough sense to identify who is sincerely telling us something and who is insincere. You and I both know that when someone is genuinely sincere, you can see it, you can recognize the signs. But when someone is being disingenuous, when someone is being insincere, you and I can recognize that as well. We're not completely novices when it comes to interacting with people and talking to people. So the one who is sincere should not be someone that we should be associating with in the first place. Be friends with people who make us God conscious. This should be the factor. This should be the factor, that we should associate with people, we should interact and engage with people who make us God conscious. Not those people who are burdens and live rent-free in our homes. There are such people who are messed up people, toxic people, harmful people, and because they say certain things, they're living rent-free in our heads. Why do we allow them to live rent-free in our heads? No, cut them off. Such people we should not associate with. Again, our interaction with them should be limited to only salam. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. I'm not saying this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this. So they shouldn't be living rent-free in our heads. We should find friends, search for friends that can remind us about the akhirah, that can benefit us in this world, that can remind us about our obligations to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should have friends who are positive, not negative people. We should have friends who are positive people who will in turn make you a positive and optimistic person. One of the qualities of the Anbiya was that they were positive and they were optimistic. Even against overwhelming odds, they were optimists and they were positive people. Look at Musa alayhi salam. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala paints a story that Musa alayhi salam, he's at the Red Sea. And the sea is blocking his path. He's with his people. He's with his foam. The sea is blocking his path, and you have the armies of Pharaoh right behind. So even against this is an overwhelming odd that he has to achieve victory. So what happens? So his people, who he just saved from the tyranny of Pharaoh, he's taking them, towards freedom, and his people are saying that, oh, you brought us here to die. Behind us are the armies of Pharaoh. In front of us is the Red Sea. You brought us here you brought us to our death. So even in this kind of circumstance, these were insurmountable odds. But even in this kind of situation, Musa alayhi salam, he was a pillar of optimism and positivity. He was nothing but he was an optimist and he was positive. That no, but I will wait. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the instruction of Allah, this is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was optimistic. And then what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, wahi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, revelation that strike your staff. And he was saved. So these were the prophets, they were always optimists. They were positive people. And these are the people that we need to seek out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that be with the truthful people. The truthful people is, again, we have to expand our understanding of the Quran. Sometimes we might not find an ayah when it comes to our issues, when it comes to our problems. But when we look at that ayah with depth, when we look past the immediate translation, then we'll come across something more. So we have to expand our understanding of the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be with the truthful people. Truthful people are not just limited to people who speak the truth. No, truthful people are those who are optimists. Those who are positive, they have all of these qualities, they can make us better. These are the people that we should associate with. These are the people that we should interact with. Such people are treasures. And we need to surround ourselves with people like that. People like that, these are the people that we should seek out. And we should sit in their company. And we should try to imbibe their characteristics and the qualities, the positive qualities that they have. Look for quality friends. You don't need to have 100 friends. We don't need to have 100 friends. Look for quality people, even if a few. Don't go for quantity, look for quality. But our thing is that, oh, I need to associate with a lot of people. I need to have a lot of people. Only then it's good for me. No. We should look for quality friends. People who are positive, people who are optimists, people who have these qualities. We look at the seerah of Rasulullah. The Prophet is in Makkah. He's maligned, he's verbally abused, he's targeted by the polytheists. In Medina, he was the focus of the munafiqs, accusing him, mocking the religion, that your religion is like this, your religion is like that. So, this was the situation with the Prophet ﷺ. So how did he deal with it? How did Rasulullah ﷺ deal with harmful people like that, toxic people like that? What did he do? He connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Prophet ﷺ, he disconnected from everyone at the latter part of the night. This is the most blessed part of the night, the time of tahajjud. This is when he disconnected from each and every single person. This was a time special, reserved between him and Allah Azza wa Jalla. And this is how he dealt with people. This is how he dealt with abuse. This is how he dealt with mockery. This is how he dealt with toxic people, with harmful people, that he connected with a greater power. He connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we need to do. Apart from all of this that I mentioned, we also need time. We need to give time to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any part of the day, put the phone aside. Put the phone aside. The phone is of no benefit. The phone is of no value. Put the phone aside and connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any part of the day. That it is just you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is just you and Allah. There will always be people in our lives that will be obstacles. There will be hindrances. Always. This is the way of the world. There will be obstacles. There will be hindrances. But it makes it easier for us to navigate the world when we are connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't let them get in the way of objectives. Whatever objectives we have, whatever good objectives we have, such people, we should not let them get in the way of our objectives. The Prophet ﷺ had people who were obstacles, but he never let them get in the way of his objectives. Look at the seerah of Rasulullah. How many obstacles, how many hindrances? And there were harmful people, there were toxic people. He never let them get in the way of his objectives. Because this is how he dealt. He dealt by worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He dealt by distancing himself from them. He dealt by following what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran. I know you say salam. A jahil, an ignorant person, a harmful person, a toxic person, a person who cusses and swears, who says messed up things. No, such a person we should distance ourselves from him. Because no khair can come, no good can come from such an individual. So we should search for genuine people in our lives. People who are positive influences, that wish well for us, that want good for us. These are the people that we should search for. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونشكره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه والاه أما بعد عباد الله فإني أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله العلي العظيم القائل في محكم كتابه يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون واعلموا أن الله أمركم بأمر عظيم أمركم بالصلاة والسلام على النبي الكريم فقال إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد يقول الله تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضية أما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. اللهم إنا دعوناك فاستجب لنا دعاءنا فاغفر اللهم لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اجعلنا هداة مهتدين غير ضالين ولا مضلين. اللهم استر عوراتنا وأمن روعاتنا واغفر ما همنا وقنا شر ما نتخوف. اللهم اجعل اجتماعنا هذا اجتماعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا ولا معنا شقيا ولا محروما. اللهم تقبل منا صلاتنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا وتقبل منا صالح اعمالنا واجعلنا من المقبولين في الدنيا والاخره. ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما. اللهم اجعل اولادنا ابرارا اتقياء وامرهم في الاسلام نباتا حسنا. اللهم اصلح ديننا كله. اللهم اصلح شاننا كله. اللهم اجعل اخر كلامنا من الدنيا لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروا يزدكم واستغفروا يغفر لكم واتقوا يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا. Everyone is requested to make dua for Sister Aisha Hakib. She is sick in Egypt, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Shifa Kamil Ajil Mustamir. Also, Brother Azam's wife, Stephanie, she's ill, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Shifa Kamil Ajil Mustamir. Always remember in our pious du'as those who are ill and those who have passed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise their rank in the hereafter. Also, brothers and sisters are humbly requested to keep their face masks over their mouths and their noses. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, just a few announcements. Number one, there is a janazah today, so if you have a few moments after your sunnah, please join us in the parking lot. We'll be very brief, we know it's cold outside, but please come